My God, I hate drugs.
Ipinababasura ni dating Senador Bongbong Marcos ang petisyon ni Vice President Leni Robredo na ipatupad ang 25% ballot shading threshold sa manual recount ng mga boto para sa 2016 vice presidential race. Personal pang inihain ni Marcos ang komento sa Presidential Electoral Tribunal. Git niya 50% threshold dapat ang pinagbasihan sa pagkapanalo ni na dating Pangulong Noynoy Aquino at iba pang kandidato. Ibig sabihin, ang bibilangin lang na boto ay yung mga bilog na kalahati ang shade.
So I do not know why everybody who has undergone an election under the automated election system has won under the rule of 50% shading. Now, Robredo wants to change the rules and have a special situation only for her, which is only doing in the middle of the recount. Kaya kataka-taka kung bakit kailangan extra special ang rules para sa kanya.
Sagot naman ng kampo ni Robredo, hindi totoong 50% threshold ang pinagbasihan sa 2016 elections. Posible rin daw masayang ang milyong-milyong boto oras na gawin ito. Malinaw raw na gusto lang manipulahin ni Marcos ang electoral protest pabor sa kanya.
The Labor Department has ordered regional wage boards to study a possible minimum wage increase. But ahead of this, a militant bloc at the House of Representatives files a bill seeking a nationwide minimum wage of 750 pesos. The current wage in Metro Manila, the benchmark of all regions, is 512 pesos. Our Joyce Ilas tells us more.
Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello wants regional wage boards to speed up public hearings, which may lead to minimum wage adjustments in the wake of rising commodity prices. A labor official says Bello mentioned a number of regions where wage reviews may be held since their last wage adjustment was more than a year ago.
Si Secretary po, as he mentioned earlier, has already instructed yun pong ating mga regional boards na ang wage order ay nag-anniversary na ho. 6 regions po yun, and they are now in different stages of consultations.
Maria Crisel, the CEO of the National Wages Productivity Commission, says Bello mentioned the wage boards in Central Luzon, the Visayas, Zamboanga Peninsula, and Davao region, and if these areas had a sustained extraordinary increase in prices of basic goods within the last 6 months to merit a wage increase. President Duterte has also ordered the minimum wage review even without a wage hike petition.
Ngayon pa lang po binigay yung order. Kailangan mo kasi yan, normally, there should be a petition. Pero ang ginawa na ng presidente, inutusan na sila, wag na kayo mag-antay ng petition. No? Pag-aralan na on your own, no? Kung kinakailangan na ngang itaas ang minimum.
National minimum wage! Ibalik, ibalik, ipaglaban!
At the House of Representatives, the Makabayan bloc has filed a bill to raise the minimum wage to 750 pesos nationwide. Anakpawis Representative Ariel Casilo says they filed a bill based on the daily living wage of a Filipino family of 6 worth 1,160 pesos. Casilo says the bill also aims to abolish the regional wage boards.
Ito rin ang pinangako ni Pangulong Duterte na tatanggalin ang mga provincial rate at hinahamon namin si Pangulong Duterte na i-materialize yung sinasabi niya sa kampanya na tanggalin ang mga provincial rate, i-certify niya as urgent and priority bill ang 7787 House Bill.
The Makabayan bloc believes that employers will be able to shoulder these additional expenses as labor costs only up to 15% of a business's overall expense.
Yung 1.4 trillion na kabuang kita, no, net profit ng mga employees, which includes SMEs, ay 30% lamang sa kanilang kabuang kita ang mababawasan.
Negros Oriental Representative Arnolfo Teves, however, believes the proposal will hurt the economy.
Once that happens, we will bring down our economy. Why? Aalis na naman yung mga kumpanya na nandito sa Pilipinas because it will increase their cost of production. So it will lower our overall production, mamamatay lalo yung ekonomiya natin.
He instead urges the government to suspend the excise tax on fuel and improve the collection performance of the Customs and Internal Revenue Bureaus. Joyce Ilas, CNN Philippines.
We asked some of you about the proposed wage increase. Here are your voices.
kailangan talaga dahil yun ang kailangan ng tao ngayon dahil kapos na kapos dahil sa train na yan yung gusto nila.
Yes, sana yung mas madagdagan pa yung sahod kasi lalo na ngayon wala nga tax pero mas naramdaman pa namin yung price na binibili namin sa sa grocery.
Ganoon na. Tulad na lang sa akin kasi ako may 4 na anak ako eh. Tapos minimum wage lang. Kung bagbabasehan mo yung kinsenas, magkano lang yun? Kung pagbalagay natin 7,000, ang gatas ng anak ko sa 3, gumagastos ako ng 4,000 sa kinsenas. Paano pa yung pangkain, pambayad kuryente?
Opo, kasi kailangan kasi marami ng tao ang kailangan ng pagtaas ng sahod dahil tumataas na rin yung mga bilihin ngayon. Siguro po, dapat po magtaas ng mga 100 pesos, ganun po.
Earlier, I spoke with Alan Tanhusay, the spokesperson of the Associated Labor Unions Trade Union Congress of the Philippines, and Ed Lacson, Chief of the Employers Confederation of the Philippines. And I asked Lacson how much of an increase can employers afford?
Yung pag-determine po ng minimum wage increase there is a process of consultation and hearing, public hearing between labor, employer, and government. So doon ho mati-determine. Dahil hindi lang naman yung arithmetic computation yung capacity ng industry to pay, that has to be taken into account. So, kaya yun yung one size fits all, medyo unfair din na yun.
Okay.
Hindi naman lahat ng kumpanya pwede magbayad ng 800 pesos.
Salamat sa kanyang perspective at sa tingin namin ay mapapakinggan niya at he will be reasonable enough to listen to us why it is 800 pesos. No? Sa tingin ho namin ay the employers group would listen to us and would be reasonable to accept that it is high time na po na baguhin na natin yung paradigm. Yung 1989 law that creating the setting of the minimum wage was created 29 years ago. At ang huling wage increase na ibinigay sa ating mga manggagawa ay during that time. So wala pong significant wage increase since 1989. No? Ang binibigay sa atin sa mga annual wage increases ay mga barya at walang impact to uplift the lives of the workers.
The Labor Department zeroes in on the top 20 companies that are allegedly engaged in the illegal practice of labor-only contracting. Officials say more than 200,000 workers are affected and labor officials want them regularized. Our Rex Remitio tells us more.
58-year-old Cipriano Bello is a contractual forklift operator in Laguna for 13 years now. His daily take-home pay only 315 pesos, apart from basic government social security benefits. But this won't make ends meet, he says, especially when a family member suffers from illness and they have to spend on medication.
Bali yung sinasahod ko ay talagang hindi talaga sapat sa pamilya ko. Kulang na kulang. At pag nagkasakit ng aking pamilya, hindi ko talaga kayang ipagamot sila.
He is unsure about the future when he retires in 2 years, as his social security benefits are only enough to support daily needs. To make matters worse, he says, contractuals like him are not getting proper treatment from his co-workers and bosses. If they complain, it might cost them their jobs.
Nakakapaghinanakit kasi kontratuhin ba ang isang kontraktual parang hindi tao. Yun yung nararanasan ko sa ngayon sa pagiging kontraktual.
The Labor Department is now requiring more than 3,000 companies to regularize their workers in a month's time. All of them are on these hundreds of pages that were submitted to President Duterte. If they fail to comply, the Labor Department will issue an order to automatically regularize contractuals.
They should submit proof that these workers are already absorbed as regular employees of the principal. So yun lang basic po yan. Siguro in the form of payroll, dun sa payroll nila kasama na yung mga empleyado.
The department has also identified 20 companies that have the most number of employees under an illegal contracting arrangement. They are in the food processing, telecommunications, automotive, mining, and aviation businesses. Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello believes the order to regularize workers will not affect the attractiveness of Filipino labor to foreign investors.
Yung pagbigay naming listahan, hindi naman para put them in bad light, no? It is just to emphasize the concern not only of the President but also our department na dapat irespeto yung security of tenure ng ating manggagawa.
Bello says this will also address job security concerns of hundreds of thousands of workers. But for the likes of the labor chief's namesake, Cipriano Bello, a regular status will help even just a few years before he retires. And he is banking on the government's assurance that long-time contractuals like him will be given a chance at a regular job and enjoy its corresponding benefits.
So nangangarap kami ngayon na sana maging regular din kami, na makaahon na kami, makalaya na kami sa ganitong matinding kahirapan talaga bilang mga kontraktor ng manggagawa, sir.
Rex Remitio, CNN, Philippines.
Meantime, the Trade Department is making sure vendors will stick to the suggested retail prices, or SRP, of basic school supplies. Trade Undersecretary Ruth Castelo says only paper products like notebooks and pad paper should have increased by 3 to 5 pesos as set in October. That's because the price of imported raw paper went up. Castelo says they are closely monitoring stores days before classes resume on June 4th. In Divisoria, vendors say prices of some school supplies went up, but based on the DTI's SRP, these are still within range.
We monitor the prices of these commodities. Kaya lang in Divisoria kasi, of course, we also know the difference. For the consumers, they need to be very careful in choosing products in Divisoria kasi, yes, it's cheaper. It's much cheaper. Kaya lang, syempre, they have to check the labels, the manufacturer, the details ng item kasi they have to know also who to complain to if ever, kasi may standards din yan eh. May standards din yung papel. So they have to, yung crayons, they have to check if it's toxic or non-toxic. So sa Divisoria, I actually don't know the kind of products they sell there, but I would think it's of much lower quality.